So, dear students, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How are you? I hope best for you. So, we are doing the chapter 1 of the NCERT book of the class 10, that is the chemical reaction and equations. Okay. So, in the last 3 videos, we have covered about the physical and chemical changes. Okay, and their examples we covered. In the second video, we covered about the chemical reaction, their examples and different activity we covered, activity 1.1. And in the third one, we covered about the different characteristics of the chemical reactions, their examples, and activity 1.2 and 1.3. Okay. So now, I hope you would have seen those videos. If you have not seen, then I have given the link of those videos and the last videos in my description box. So you can go through them, because it will give you the better understanding of the topic further of this video also. Okay, so in this video we will do, in this class we are going to start about the chemical equations, balanced chemical equation and unbalanced chemical equations we will do in this video. Okay, just one tip for the examination, one tip for the best preparation. Okay, so whenever I usually give this tip in my every video, so you must be wondering why I give this tip to everyone in my every video, because there is a psychology behind it. Our mind works like it. Okay, so when we are having a notebook and pen with us, it is very good to watch so many things, but if we are making the notes, okay, so that means our 4 senses work simultaneously. Our mind is working, eyes are working, hands are working, skin is working, our tongue is also working. So by working of all these 4 senses, our brain gets better. Okay, so what do you want? The brain should get better things. Okay, so keep a notepad and pen with you. Okay, and write the key points, make the summary, so it will be good for you to revise into the exam. Otherwise it becomes too much to revise into the exams. Okay, so that will be the good for you. Okay, so if you have any doubt, if you have any query about the topic till now or further, you can write to me in the comment box, or you can write to me into the email, through the email or the WhatsApp. I have given both the things into my description. Okay, into description of this you can have both the things. And if you want to get the live online classes, okay, then also you can write to me. So we'll be happy to serve you. Okay, so now in this video what we are going to do about the different chemical equations. Okay, so let's start.
Dear students, let's start. So in this part we will do about the chemical equations. Okay, so how to write a chemical equation. So that is the main thing that we will do here. So in this part we are doing about the chemical equations. Okay, see, we have already studied in the first 3 parts different kind of chemical reactions, and along with that we had written some equations. Okay, so those were the chemical equations. So why did we write those equations? Because when we express the chemical reaction in terms of sentence, so it is not easy. Okay, so what kind of formula is there, what kind of elements are taking place, how many atoms of that particular elements are taking place in one formula. So basically we write the chemical equations to ease the chemical reactions, to make the learning better. Okay, in chemical equations what we do, basically we write the formula and symbols, okay, clear, of the both reactants and products, and then we write in the form of a equation. Okay, so how can we write this? So the method of representing a chemical equation with the help of symbols and formulas of the substances involved in a chemical reaction. Okay, so that means, so when we are representing a chemical reaction with the help of the symbols and formulas of the substances, of the products also and the reactants also, then it becomes a chemical equation. Okay, clear? So that means we represent any chemical reaction, okay, with the chemical equation. Okay, clear? Now, so what we are doing, we are taking in terms of symbols and formulas. We are expressing them in terms of symbols and formulas. So we need to remember this. Okay, so we can say this, it is also a shorthand method of representing a chemical equation. Okay, now since now we have done about the what the chemical equation is, okay, so now we take the some examples. Already we have taken different examples in the previous parts also, like when we did the characteristics of the chemical reactions, when we did about the examples of the chemical reaction. So we have taken, so let's say how we are representing the an actual. Okay, so let's say an example. First we will write in the word form the reaction of zinc metal with dilute sulfuric acid to produce zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Okay, so normally we get the question in the exam that they will give that will be given in the sentence form, like the reaction of zinc metal with the dilute sulfuric acid to produce the sulfate and hydrogen gas. Then they will ask you to write a balanced chemical equation with the formulas. Okay, so right now how we do this, so let's understand it. So the sentence is the reaction of zinc metal. So what are the reactants? So first we need to find the reactant. Okay, so this is the zinc is a reactant, and then dilute sulfuric acid. It is a one of the reactant, dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, and then what are the products formed? The zinc sulfate is formed, and plus hydrogen gas is formed. So this we have written in the form of words. Now we need to write the symbols of it. So the zinc plus, what is the formula of sulfuric acid? H2SO4. Okay, in bracket we will write dilute, and then zinc sulfate, the formula is ZnSO4, and plus formula of hydrogen gas is hydrogen. So this is how we have written the chemical equation. Okay, let's take another example, that reaction of hydrogen gas and oxygen gas to produce water. Okay, so now we have to convert this word, basically the sentence, into the equation. So first we will write the word equation. So like hydrogen gas, okay, plus oxygen gas, and then arrow we will start put, and then water we will write. Okay, clear? So now we will convert into the symbols. So the formula of the hydrogen gas is H2, formula of the oxygen gas, and the formula of water is H2O. Clear? So now we have learned how to write a chemical equation. Okay, first we need to put the sub sentence given into the form of the words, okay, by using the plus signs, by using the arrows. Then we have to write the symbols. Okay, so now let's write, because they may ask you the question in the exam, write the different steps of writing a chemical equation. What question they can ask you? Write steps of writing a chemical equation. This type of question they may ask you in the exam. Okay, so now what we are doing, the steps of writing a chemical equation. Okay, see, so what we have done first, identify the reactants and products. First we need to do this, identify reactants and products. Okay, so we need to do this first. So after we have identified both the reactants and products, like in this example we identified the reactants as hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Okay, so then what we need to do, second thing, write the equation in the word form with plus sign between reactants and products. Okay, So what we need to do, we have to write the reactants on the left hand side and we have to write the products on the right hand side in the word form. Like this, we have written that hydrogen gas plus oxygen gas and water. Okay. Then what we need to do this, third, put an arrow, okay, from directing from the reactants to the products. Okay, clear? And then we write in the form of symbols. Okay, then write the symbols and formulas. Symbols and formulas of reactants and products. Okay, then we have written in the same way that hydrogen gas, we write the hydrogen H2 plus O2 and arrow then H2. So this we have to do. Okay, and then in the last we have to check that whether the number of atoms of each element are equal on left hand side and right hand side. Then what we need to do, count the number of atoms of each type of element, atoms of each type of elements, both on left hand side and right hand side. Okay, clear? Then what we need to do, if they are equal, then equation is balanced. We have arrived at the final equation. Okay, if not, then make them equal. That means we have to balance a equation. Balance a equation that we will study later in this part. Okay, so now let's see. See in this part we have hydrogen 2 atoms, oxygen 2 atoms on the left hand side, but on the right hand side we have hydrogen 2 atoms. That means hydrogen are balanced. One atom on the right hand side but 2 atoms on the left hand side. That means the whole of the equation is not balanced. So we will need to balance this equation. Let's look for the first example that we gave. See, look here. Here the zinc has 1 atom on the left hand side. Same, the 1 atom on the right hand side. Hydrogen 2 atoms on the left hand side and 2 atoms on the right hand side. Sulfur 1 atom on the left hand side, sulfur 1 atom on the right hand side, oxygen 4 atoms on the left hand side and 4 atoms on the right hand side. That means the atoms of the each element on both left hand side and right hand side are equal. So that means this we have already got the balanced equation. So this is a balanced equation and this is unbalanced equation. Okay, so now we will need to balance this equation. So that these are the different steps which are needed to write a chemical equation. Okay, so now based on this, let's write some definitions that may be asked in the exam. Okay, they may ask you the definition in the exams. So one is the unbalanced chemical equation. Okay, so now how will we define the unbalanced chemical equation? So we have already just described it. When the number of atoms of each type of element or in an equation or on the right hand side of the equation and the left hand side of equation are not equal, then it is a unbalanced chemical equation. So let's write in the sentence form. In a chemical equation, if the number of atoms of each element is not same on both side of equation, then this equation is called unbalanced chemical equation. Okay, so this is how we can define and we can write the answer into the exam. Okay, now this equation also called the skeletal chemical equation. We call this type of equation skeletal chemical equation. Okay, clear? So means why skeletal? Because this equation is used as a base to arrive at the balanced chemical equation which we need to write into the exam. Okay, so what can we say about the chemical equation? So in a unbalanced chemical equation, the first thing is unbalanced chemical equation has unequal number of atoms of one or more elements. It is not necessary that every element will have the unequal number. There may be some elements like as we saw in the second example with the hydrogen and oxygen. So in that oxygen was not equal, but hydrogen was equal. Okay, so has unequal number of one or more elements on right hand side and left hand side. Clear? That means we can say products and reactants. Now the second, see, if the atoms are unequal on both the sides, that means the mass will also not be equal on both the sides. Okay, so that means it has unequal mass, has unequal mass of various elements on both sides of equation. But in ninth, what we have studied, that we studied the laws of chemical composition. Okay, so what did we do in that law of compositions? That law of conservation of mass. Okay, so what did the law of conservation mass say? That the mass of the reactants before the reaction and the mass of the products after the reaction is equal. So but unbalanced chemical equation has unequal mass. Okay, so then what is there in the balanced chemical equation? See, so in balanced chemical equation there will be the equal number of atoms of all the elements on both sides, and they will have the equal mass on various elements on both the sides. Okay, so that means a balanced chemical equation has equal number of atoms of all elements on both sides of equation. First thing is this. Okay, and the second one is has equal mass of various elements on both sides. Okay, so this is the thing that happens with the balanced chemical equation. Okay, so how can we define the balanced chemical equation? So in a chemical equation, if number of atoms of each type of elements are equal on both right hand side and left hand side of the chemical equation, then it is known as the balanced chemical equation. Okay, so let's write the definition. Okay, so this is the definition that we can write into the exam. Okay, clear? So this is the whole definition. Now then comes the balancing of a chemical equation. And why do we need to balance it? Balancing of chemical equation. See, so now I hope you would have understood what is the meaning of the balancing of chemical equation. That making the number of atoms of each type of element on both sides of equation. That means the process of making the number of each type of elements on both sides of equation is called the balancing of chemical equation. That's all. Okay, so let's write the definition. So this is the definition that we can write. Okay, now the next question comes, what is the reason of balancing a chemical equation? Normally we do get in 1 or 2 marks in the examination. So now let's write the reason of balancing a chemical equation. So what is the reason? So why do we need to balance it? Okay, so reason is basically, I just told you that we have studied in the 9th the law of conservation of mass. Okay, and what does that law says? That the mass of the reactants before the reaction and mass of the products formed after the reaction are equal. If we have the unbalanced chemical equation, that means they will not be equal. So that means we make the equation balanced to satisfy the law of conservation of mass. So when we balance an equation, that means the law of conservation of mass is satisfied, because on both the sides the mass will become equal. Then we can just understand it by an example. Okay, so that means we have to balance a chemical equation to satisfy the law of conservation of mass. Okay, clear? So now next we will do the steps involved in the balancing a equation. See students, normally the question is not asked what are the different steps you write, but sometimes they may ask you in the exam, then write the steps involved into the balancing a equation. So first we are taking whatever the NCERT book has written. So according to that we are going, and then we will solve by the short strict method. Okay, so first we will cover what are the different steps as per the NCERT, because sometimes they may ask you, and then we will go for the short trick. Okay, so as usual, so the first step is write word equation. See, as I told you initially, when the sentence is given, that we have to write in the form of words with plus sign between them, and that is called a word equation. Okay, so in word equation we have to write reactants and products in the form of words. Reactants and, okay, now reactants we have to write on the left hand side, and products we have to write on the right hand side, and then we have to put a arrow between them. Okay, then convert this word equation into the symbols and formulas. Okay, so that means by writing the symbols, as we saw earlier in the example of the equation we took, where first we wrote the word equation, then we wrote the different formulas. Okay, so that became a skeletal equation, or we can say the skeletal chemical equation. Okay, and now we have to balance this skeletal chemical equation by different steps. Okay, so let's say the example that has been given in the NCERT book. See, let's write an example. The reaction between red hot iron with steam gives iron 2,3. Here both valencies are being used, oxide, and hydrogen gas is formed. Okay, so now let's write it into the form of the word equation first. Okay, so this is the iron which is red hot. Over this the steam is passed. Okay, then what is formed? Iron 2 and 3 oxide, it is also called the ferric oxide, and plus hydrogen gas is formed. So this is the word equation. Now we will convert this word equation into the formulas and symbols. So iron formula is Fe, steam formula is water, means H2O, arrow, iron 2,3 oxide, that means Fe3O4, this is the formula, and hydrogen gas. Okay, this is symbol equation, or we can say the skeletal equation. Okay, now we need to balance this because it is not balanced, so we will balance this equation. Okay, so how to balance this equation? First, what will we do? We will draw the boxes around it. Okay, we have drawn the boxes around it. These are the boxes. Why do we need to draw the boxes around it? Because we cannot change anything in the box. Okay, what does it mean? That the formula cannot be changed. Just to balance the number of atoms, we cannot change the formula of the compound or element. Okay, so what do we need to do first? Draw boxes around each formula. Okay, and do not change anything inside the box. Okay, so we will not change anything, we will not change any kind of formula. This is the first step. Okay, second, list the number of atoms in the tabular form. So second thing we do, that we list all the number of atoms present into the equation of different elements. So we can make a table for it. Okay, so now we will list them. So let's list the different number of atoms. So here we will write the element, we will make a table, and we will write the number of atoms in reactants. Okay, this is on the left hand side, and we will write the number of atoms in products on the right hand side. Number of atoms in products, that is on the right hand side. Okay, now what are the different elements we have? We have the iron, we have the hydrogen, and we have the oxygen. So these three elements we have. Okay, so what are the different atoms on the reactants? So we have the one atom of iron on the left hand side in the reactants. Okay, and two atoms of the hydrogen and one atom of the oxygen. So let's say how many numbers are there on the right hand side. So we have 3 atoms of the iron on the right hand side, we have 4 atoms of the oxygen on the right hand side, and 2 atoms of the hydrogen on the right hand side. See, only the hydrogen atoms are balanced here. Okay, but iron and oxygen are not balanced. Okay, So now let's start with the oxygen first. Okay, now let's start with the oxygen. So what does the rule say that? See, here we have the 4 atoms of the oxygen in the Fe3O4. Okay, so we have the maximum number of atoms here. So we will start with the Fe3O4 in our example. Okay, so here we are starting with the oxygen. Okay, so let's make a table. So atoms of oxygen, okay, in reactants and then in products. Okay, so in react atoms of oxygen, initial we have 1 in water. In products we have 4 in Fe3O4. Okay, so now after balance, okay, now what do we need to balance? So we have to multiply. So we have to multiply 1 into 4. If see, here we have the 4, here we have the 1. So if we multiply this thing by 4, that means we will have the 4 oxygen atom in water. Okay, so this will be balanced. So okay, so how to do this? So let's write the equation first. We had the equation like Fe, we had put the box here, and H2O, again we had the put box here, and arrow, then we had Fe3O4, again we put the box here, and then plus H2 we put the box here. So what we have done, we have multiplied this by 4. See, we don't need to write anything inside the box, so we have to write everything outside the box so that we do not change any kind of formula. So now after writing this 4, so here we have got the 4 oxygen, here also we have got the 4 oxygen. So now we have balanced the oxygen. Okay, now see, after the oxygen has been balanced, now there are some other atoms which has been disbalanced. Previously we saw that hydrogen was balanced initially, okay, but now after balancing the oxygen, some other atoms have unbalanced. Okay, so now iron and hydrogen are still unbalanced. Okay, so now atoms of hydrogen in reactants, in products. Okay, so initially after balancing the oxygen, okay, initially after balancing the oxygen, now there have been 8 atoms of the hydrogen. Okay, now this has become 8 atoms of the hydrogen in water. Okay, but on the other side it is still 2 atoms. So what should we do to balance? Okay, so now we should multiply this by 4. Okay, so this will become 8 and this will also become 8. So on both the sides they will be balanced. So what we are going to do? What we are going to do? Write the equation again. Fe plus 4H2O, Fe3O4 plus H2. Okay, so now here we have got the 8H2, so here we have multiplied with the 4, so now it became the 8H2 on the left hand side and 8 hydrogen on the right hand side. Okay, now still the iron is unbalanced. Now the E, to balance iron, see what we need to do to balance iron. Let's again make a table. Here atoms of iron in reactants, in products. Okay, now initial, if you look here, then initial we have the 1 atom of the iron in the reactant and we have the 3 atoms of the iron in products. This is in the Fe3O4. Okay, and this is in iron. Now to balance, so what we need to do, if we multiply this by 3, so it became 3, so they will be balanced. Okay, so now what will be our final equation? Fe. So we should multiply this by 3 and plus 4H2O, arrow Fe3O4 plus 4H2. So now this equation is balanced. Now we can see here on the right hand side and left hand side both have the iron 3 atoms. On the left hand side we have the 8 hydrogen atoms, and on the right hand side also we have the 8 hydrogen atoms. Okay, and we have the 4 oxygen atoms on the left hand side and 4 oxygen atoms on the right hand side. So now this equation is completely balanced. Okay, now we will write the final equation. Okay, so the final equation is, which is balanced. So our final equation became Fe. Now we will remove the boxes. Okay, clear? Fe3O4 plus H2. And what are the different balancing we have written? 3, 4 and 4. So this is the balanced equation. This is the balanced equation. Okay. Now our work is complete. Balancing is complete. But now how to make the this is more informative. We have to make the equation more informative. Okay, that we will study into the next class. Students, we have today studied about what a chemical equation is. Okay, what are the how to write the chemical equation, what are the different steps in writing a chemical equation. Okay, what is an unbalanced and balanced chemical equation, what are the reasons of balancing a chemical equation, and then what are the different steps in involving a chemical equation. Okay, and now how to make this chemical equation more informative, so that we will study into the next. And we will study one more equation where I will tell you the quick method, not this so long method, because this long method we have studied because this is given in the NCERT book and sometimes they may ask you the question. Okay, that is why we have studied. In the next video I will tell you the quick trick how to balance the equation in a very fast way, because in exam we don't have to show on all these steps, we have to write the final balanced equation. Okay, so in the next video we will do how to make chemical equation more informative. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Write your comments about the video and any query or doubt about the topic in the box. Okay, if you have liked the video, subscribe to it, share it with your friends. If you have any doubt, okay, comments, you can comment to us, or if you want the live online classes, then you can write to us on the numbers in the WhatsApp and email, or you can write in the comment box. So thank you so much.